Hi there, thank you for stopping by for another edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm Theodore Henry. Here's a bit of what to expect in today's show.
I was actually incarcerated because of my actions, and that is where I got into sewing. So this program, I heard about it as soon as I was released in May 13. So it was my ray of hope.
We've enlisted the support of Jackie Tyson, one of our very well-known chefs, and we are working with her throughout our child protection system to see how we can make our meals more exciting, more enticing for our children while keeping it healthy.
Also, the tourism minister outlines plans to explore new frontiers. All that and more after this message.
Did you know that the EU has been doing a lot of work in Jamaica? The EU provided some 23 billion Jamaican dollars to help people living in sugar-dependent areas. This means new houses for sugar estate workers, rehabilitated roads, improved schools, health centers, vocational training, business grants, and a wide range of action to improve the lives of people in sugar-dependent areas.
Life sweeter for you with the EU.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, June 6. Government will be restricting certain types of sugar drinks in schools starting next year. The new policy takes effect in January 2019 and will be extended to healthcare facilities. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton made the announcement during his contribution to the sectoral debate in Parliament Tuesday. He says the move is part of his ministry's broader plan to decrease the incidence of lifestyle-related diseases in the country, including those connected to sugar consumption.
Our children are suffering from an obesity epidemic, which is going to lead to significant health effects later on at our expense, but also at their and their families' expense and the future of the country's expense. And we need to do something about it, Mr. Speaker, and do something about it now.
Minister Tufton says the new policy applies to drinks with sugar or syrup added by the manufacturer. It does not include 100% juices or unsweetened milk. He says meetings with manufacturers will begin next week, but adds that some manufacturers have already begun adjusting their formulas to reduce the sugar content.
The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information and the Ministry of Health will work with manufacturers and distributors to provide the policy guidelines on what the requirements are for these drink products to be allowed in schools.
Mining Minister Robert Montego says talks are progressing favorably as government tries to ensure that Windalco mining operations are not derailed by U.S. sanctions on Russian company UC Rusal.
We particularly want to protect the workers, the environment, and the revenues to our economy.
The sanctions prevent U.S. companies from doing business with several Russian entities and threaten secondary sanctions to non-U.S. persons knowingly doing business with them. In a statement to Parliament on Tuesday, Minister Montego said government was intensifying discussions with the U.S. Treasury Department about UC Rusal, which operates the Yuatan plant through its majority stake in Windalco. He warns that there are no guarantees.
While the U.S. Treasury Department recently announced a delay in the application of the sanctions, it is yet to provide a full brief on the extent to which UC Rusal has complied. The threat to Windalco's Yuatan operation, therefore, remains.
While negotiations continue, the mining minister says the administration is employing its best efforts to ensure that critical supplies are delivered to the Yuatan plant. At the same time, he says government will be seeking the banking sector's support while working with the Jamaica Bauxite Institute and the Ministry of Finance to prepare for contingencies. The final group of children to sit the Grade 6 Achievement Test, the GSAT, recorded improved performances in 4 of the 5 subject areas. In a press briefing yesterday, Education Minister Senator Royal Reid revealed that the highest increases were seen in the Science and Communication Task Test results. A higher percentage of students also passed the Social Studies and the Language Arts tests. The Education Minister says students' individual results will be released tomorrow, June 7. In the meantime, he has disclosed that 80%, or 30,789 of the 39,510 students who sat the exams in March were placed in one of their preferred schools of choice. All the students have been placed in full 7-year high schools due to the provision of additional classrooms and upgrades to several primary and junior high schools.
New Forest has been upgraded to a full high school. Aberdeen Primary and Junior High have been upgraded to a full high school, and Perth Town Academy has also been upgraded to a full high school. In addition, 110 students were placed at Stony Hill Primary and Junior High, which also is being converted to a high school.
The results for primary schools will be available online at dpisonline.com from 6 a.m. on Thursday. School principals can collect printed results from their respective regional offices by 2 p.m. The ministry says school administrators should check the results carefully and communicate any concerns or queries by Monday, June 11. The Ministry of Justice will be facilitating the payment for Justices of the Peace, JPs, to be trained in mediation.
So you don't have to find the 90,000. We will find it, and you can go and get the training to become a mediator.
The minister was addressing the newly commissioned JPs for the parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew on Monday. He says the new JPs will also go through the additional training of becoming restorative justice facilitators to assist the courts in bringing about appeasements. The minister is urging more people to make themselves available to serve in the capacity of Justice of the Peace and contribute to nation building. And finally, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has been specially invited to attend the G7 summit set for June 8 and 9 in Quebec, Canada. The historic invitation, which was extended by the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, will make Mr. Holness the first Jamaican Prime Minister to speak at the summit with the leaders of the 7 most developed countries in the world. A release from the Office of the Prime Minister says Mr. Holness has also been asked to make a special presentation to the global leaders at the G7 outreach session and participate in an exchange with the leaders at the summit. The summit will focus on issues such as building resilient coasts and communities and will explore how to best address pressing challenges such as plastics in our oceans, as well as illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
More life.
More memories.
More moments.
Jamaica Moves is a call to action to prevent non-communicable diseases. Get active. Eat healthy. You can protect yourself from high blood pressure, obesity, asthma, certain cancer diseases, and more.
It's the sector that is the highest earner of foreign exchange for the island, with offerings rated among the best in the world. Yes, I'm talking about tourism. And for this financial year, one of the biggest plans is to tap into new markets. Find out more next.
The country's tourism sector is set for another top flight performance this fiscal term, coming off of a successful 2017 calendar year.
New markets is at the heart of growth for tourism. And you know that we have done well in North America. We continue to grow in Western Europe. But continental Europe, Mr. Speaker, is the new frontier for us.
Over the next few months, the island will welcome new flights from Munich, Germany, Moscow, Russia, Zurich, Switzerland, Paris, France, and Manchester in the United Kingdom. The Tourism Ministry is also pushing for more visitors out of South America. And in July, Copa Airlines will increase its service between Panama City and Montego Bay to a daily rotation. South America's second-largest airline, Avianca, is also set to begin non-stop flights between Jamaica and Colombia within 12 months. The ministry's push to build a disaster-resilient sector will receive a boost with the establishment of the Global Resilience and Crisis Management Center. It's to be housed at the University of the West Indies, Mona. The Excellence Group Luxury Hotels and Resorts will early 2019 become the newest member of the country's growing fleet of luxury brands with the opening of its $110 million hotel in Oyster Bay, Trelawney. The Charisma Hotels and Resorts expansive hotel development project in St. Anne will break ground within a few months, providing at least 8,000 direct jobs. Other brands to come on stream are the Hard Rock Hotel in Montego Bay, Playa Hotels and Resorts, and the Mami Bay development in St. Anne. The corporate area will welcome the opening of the R Hotel and another 2 new Kingston hotels over the next 12 to 18 months. These will add just under 600 rooms to the capital city's room stock.
So, Mr. Speaker, we're excited about Kingston even expanding the rooms in Kingston. The AC Marriott is about to be completed hopefully early next year. The Wyndham is adding another 300 rooms, and the R is going to be open with 50 rooms during this year.
A survey of housing needs for tourism workers was conducted, and the results indicated that more than 88% of those employed in the accommodations sector did not own a home. To address this, the Tourism Enhancement Fund and the Housing Agency of Jamaica are partnering on a project to develop housing solutions for sector workers over the next 5 years, with approximately $1 billion in funding. By December, the anticipated pension scheme for tourism workers is expected to become reality. The scheme provides for each worker to get a pension of at least $200,000. The TEF has dedicated $1 billion to the scheme over the first 4 years. To improve the skill set of the cadre of workers in the sector, there's constant review of the labor market. The Jamaica Center for Tourism Innovation, JCTI, will train more than 8,000 people over the next 5 years.
That center, as you know, and we have said it, is a training pathway institution to certify competent workers within the tourism industry. People who are sous chefs by fact, but not by name, because they're not certified. We will give them the certification from the Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation.
$100 million is also being provided for the first certification program for high school students to gain entry-level qualification in tourism starting this September. And Spruce Up Jamaica is back. $1 billion has been earmarked for beautification activities this year. Meanwhile, the proposed artisan villages are taking shape. Work has started on the first of 5, which is located at Hampden Wharf in Falmouth.
What it will do is to provide the artisans and the traders and the entertainers with a beautiful, commodious location where A, they can do their production, B, they can market their wares, and C, they can provide the wonderful entertainment and food and excitement that Jamaica offers.
The Ministry of Tourism is riding on a wave of successes as it maps new routes to further improve the sector and enhance its appeal at home and abroad.
Mommy? Yes, sweetie? How can I change my world?
You can change your world by being polite.
Good morning.
Good morning. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Miss.
With just one action.
We can change the world with acts of random kindness.
Stay kind, act kind, be kind.
Self-reliance is one of the philosophies touted by our national hero Marcus Garvey, who believed chance has never yet satisfied the hope of a suffering people. Action, self-reliance, the vision of self and the future have been the only means by which the oppressed have seen and realized the light of their own freedom. Words embodied by the group of young people in our next feature who are sowing their way into a brighter tomorrow.
I was yearning for success so much that it brought me to the wrong road. I was actually incarcerated because of my actions. And that is where I got into sewing, because I had to do something to make up for the time and to keep myself active. So this program I heard about it as soon as I was released in May 13th. So it was my ray of hope. This is my change. This is my way forward. So I come with all zeal and tenacity to go forward.
Cressy Ray is just one of the thousands of Jamaican young people whose lives are being transformed because of their engagement in the Prime Minister's Housing Opportunity, Production and Employment Hope Program.
The Hope program is about engaging with the youth of Jamaica in a meaningful way. To give them, so it is mainly a training and apprenticeship program, if I can summarize that in a nutshell. It involves engaging young persons through, firstly, values and attitudes, or what I call core skills training. Then it gets into a skills training, a very basic skills training, and then get them to serve as an apprentice for up to 1 year, honing the skills that they would have learned.
And that is exactly the course taken by the Hope Garment Construction Corps at the Heart Trust NTA Garmix Academy.
The first phase was 2 weeks of what is called core skills training. Basically life skills training, different areas where they were taught life coping skills, punctuality, how to dress for work, how to manage their emotions, things like that.
I deserve the best things that life has to offer.
They were taken into the machine operating training, where the 100 were placed in 4 groups of 25 with 4 instructors learning to sew. The final phase will be going into production, where they will actually start making the shirts for the other persons. And you will see from the display we have over here that they're actually making shirts now.
Yes, you heard right. These students are actually making shirts for the over 15,000 participants of the Hope program.
When we started the program, the intent was to have everybody be in receipt of a shirt, Oxford type shirt, that would be to help to promote the good working ethics, including their own dress and deportment. To purchase shirts outright and to have them branded, the cost was really far too prohibitive in order to kit out the vast numbers that we're hoping to reach on the program. Then there was a suggestion to speak to Heart Garmix Academy, and I found out that they had this massive facility with over 100 machines, which were generally being underutilized at the time.
Now these young garment makers are learning much more than stitching shirts for fellow Hope participants.
I'm enjoying it right now because I can make my own shirt, skirt, and now I'm dropping to make my own dress.
It is very enlightening, astounding. I didn't know it was so meticulous to make even a simple dress. You know, we look at it as just 2 pieces of fabric, but when you get down to the nitty and gritty, it has so many different calculations, but it's something I love.
Because the clothes wasn't working out for me, I tried to do jewelry making. It's going great so far because I can make my own jewelry, I can produce it, I can have my own store and selling them.
The length is from the waist to the ground.
And none of this would be possible without the team of hard-working instructors on hand.
At first, I didn't know anything about sewing. Then, basically, getting the steps from our instructors, and they're teaching us step by step, so you get everything and understand. And at this stage where I'm at, I'm proud of myself, because if I didn't came here, I wouldn't know to do nothing at all.
The teachers, trust me, they work hard. It's not easy dealing with us as young adults, so they work hard. And what I love about them, it's not just about passing for them. It is about sitting down with the person, making sure they understand. So I give the teachers 2 thumbs up.
They help me a lot because I give them most of them problem, and there is not an instructor here who don't know me, because I walk around and I ask questions, how to do my shirt, and they all helped me. It don't make no sense to stay home and sit down and I look for somebody to give something when you can come out, learn a skill, and can do something for yourself.
It doesn't matter what background you're from or where you're from. Just come with an open mind and willing to learn. And once you're willing, you'll go a long way because there's hope for you.
For more information on the Garment Construction Corps or the HOPE program, call or visit a National Youth Service or Heart Trust NTA office. Toll free 1-888-432-7868 or email info@heart-nta.org.
The story of Kwesi and his classmates put some hope in your day, don't it? And if you are between the ages of 18 and 24 and not employed or enrolled in school or any other program, you too can sign up for the HOPE program. Maybe your story could inspire someone else. Visit the Heart Trust NTA website for more information.
Want to know the law pertaining to renting a house? What about the procedure if you're arrested? Or what is defined as corruption? Then click on the Ministry of Justice website. It has information on every law passed in Jamaica. The House of Parliament portal also has the more recent year's pieces of legislation. The sites are easy to search and the files are downloadable. Make access to justice your business. Know your rights.
Anna, why are you knocking down my door? What is it?
Jackie, I don't know what to do. From Jason dead, I have nothing to give to the children and I don't know where to turn.
So why you didn't go down to the Administrator General's department, the place I told you about the other day?
Lord Jackie, I know you try to help me, you know, but remember say me and Jason never did marry, you know.
What do you mean by that, Anna? The law say if a single man and a single woman live together as husband and wife for 5 years and more immediately before death, then he or she is considered a spouse.
Really? That mean me can't get something then? Cause boy, it rough, you know.
Yes, man, just go down there, tell them about the case, that Jason died, leaving no will, house and children under 18 years. Go down there and see what them can do for you.
A true you're talking, Jackie. Where is the place there again?
Down a waterfront, man. 12 Ocean Boulevard. Go down there, talk to them and see if them can help you.
Okay, I'm going down there right now.
Good morning, madam. How are you?
Good morning, miss. I hear that the Administrator General's department can help me. You see, my children, them father died, leaving me with the 2 pitney them, and I'm me alone I care for them.
Did he leave a will?
Will, ma'am. After Jason never ready for dead, how come him come from work and drop down dead? My friend tell me say under the law, I'm considered a spouse. By the way, who is a spouse?
Under the Interstates, Estates and Property Charges Act, a spouse is a single man and woman living together as husband and wife for 5 years or more. By living together, the two persons should not have been separated at any time during the 5 years immediately before death. A surviving spouse includes a person who is legally married. That is, he or she went in front of a pastor and took the vow of marriage. If Anna meets the requirements, she can hire an attorney at law or go to the legal aid clinic to apply for an order from the court declaring that she's a spouse. Some of the questions the court will look at are: did Anna and Jason break up during the 5 years? Did Jason have any children born in the same year as Anna's children? The court will also want to know if Anna or Jason were married before and not divorced. Once the order has been granted, the spouse would be entitled to benefit from the estate of the deceased. For further information, you can visit the Administrator General's Department in Kingston, 3rd floor at the Office Center Building, 12 Ocean Boulevard, or call us at 922-183023. You can also visit our Western office at the 2nd floor of the National Housing Trust Building at 42B Union Street, Montego Bay, St. James. Telephone 630-4261. Our website is at www.agd.gov.jm. That's the Administrator General's Department, securing your legacy.
We now move into the kitchen of the country's children's homes. Yeah, I know Child Month is done, but I'm sure you will agree when I say children should be celebrated all year round. And what better way to show them some love than through some good food? And not just our children living at home with their mommies and daddies either, but also those who are being taken care of by the state. Right now, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is adding a little spice to the kitchens of children's homes.
The Child Protection and Family Services Agency recently paid a visit to the Glen Hope Nursery and Place of Safety in Kingston with one mission in mind: to treat the children to a yummy, colorful and balanced breakfast.
What we would have done today is one, come in, participate, show how we can use still low-cost, low-budget solutions, but present it in such a way that the children are very excited about it. And you would have seen their faces, you would have seen how they've enjoyed it. And part of what we're doing is ensuring that we infuse a healthy diet. So we have our fruits in the mix so that our children, while eating things that they like, they're also eating things that they need to eat.
But the Junior Minister and representatives from the Child Protection and Family Services Agency did not travel to Maxfield Avenue alone, and for good reason.
We've enlisted the support of Jackie Tyson, one of our very well-known chefs, and we are working with her throughout our child protection system to see how we can make our meals more exciting, more enticing for our children, while keeping it healthy. This is part of a bigger project which we're taking right across our homes. We're having Jackie go into our kitchens, work with our chefs, help them to do the same things but in different ways. We're also looking to upgrade our kitchen facilities right across our system, and we're doing this for both public and private homes. And we would have started this mission from last year, where what we're doing, bringing in the experts to look at things like decor, color, how does it make the child feel, and definitely nutrition.
And what's the message that the ministry hopes to convey in carrying out this mission?
One of the things that is important for everybody to know, children in homes that have parents and children who have come into our care, that really there's no difference between our children. The only difference is the circumstance that they would have endured. Our children aren't different. All of them require patience, love, understanding.
And with that message, we close the pages of another Jamaica magazine, reminding you to take care of our children. Say something beautiful to a child today. I'm Theodore Henry. Don't forget to show us some love. Visit our social media pages and our website. On behalf of the entire production team, do enjoy the rest of your evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.